What's up guys, Burden here from AddictGaming.com, and today I'm going to give you a Ranger build. Now I've had this build in my back pocket for a long time now, but I've been having problems and I've been having a power supply problem, so I haven't been able to get anything out to you guys in PvP, and I don't know why. It was a power supply problem, but it would only happen in PvP. I could be in World vs. World and be in a 100-person battle and my computer would be okay. So I don't know why it decided just to do it for PvP, but I got it fixed. Now I can give you guys this build. Like I said, I've been using this build for a while now, and I'm just glad that I can finally get it out to you guys. So one of the things I love about this build is a high amount of conditions, which I love high condition builds. It's really good on points when you're out in the fields skirmishing with somebody else. It's not so good because it's really hard to land those traps. The one thing that is good is that you can't really see them. Like the enemy can't see them. There's no red circle or anything, so they'll just run it right into it. But this build really excels at points. So I call it like a soft bunker because technically you're not a bunker build, or mine anyway. You can deviate from the traits and from the amulet choices and kind of go into a certain you could go more defensive and like a little more healing power and try to get some more healing sources. But I went more damage. I'm also very defensive, but I went more damage. I don't have the healing power that some other variations of this build can have. So as we go through the traits and as we go through the runes, I'll kind of show you what other choices you can make. It's really just personal preference, but I found that I like the higher damage better. So let's just jump into the traits, and I can show you guys how this build actually works. Okay, so let's look at our traits. So we have dirty and skirmishing. Now remember, I said that some of these traits you can kind of take out and replace for others, depending on the amulet and the runes and stuff you're gonna go for, or just the type of build. So I'll show you what I went for. You get the Adept Tailwind, gain swiftness when swapping weapons in combat. You also get Fury while swapping weapons in combat, so it's pretty good. For the first Adept trait, I have Sharpened Edges, chance to cause bleeding on critical hits. This is why I'm going with the Rabbit Amulet, so I could get the precision and I have a high crit chance. I have about 49% crit chance. That way I can just stack on more bleeds along with my traps. You could do something like Primal Reflexes. You gain 5 seconds of Vigor when you're hit by a critical hit. If you're going for more of a tanky, just more of a defensive type build, you could grab Primal Reflexes instead. For Trapper's Expertise, trap skills use ground targeting and are 50% larger. It's pretty self-explanatory in a trap build. Now we have Hunter's Tactics, deal 10% more damage while flanking. And then Trap Potency. Conditions caused by traps last twice as long and traps recharge 20% faster. For Wilderness Survival, we have Natural Vigor. This is really important as well because whether you're going a tanky build or you're going a DPS build, we'll be sitting by a point a lot. So you want the Endurance regen for more dodging. It's just, it'll tie into the second minor trait, which is Companion's Defense. You and your pet gain 2 seconds of protection when you dodge roll, so that's just more defense that you'll get. So in the Wilderness Survival tree, I basically went all defensive type utilities. I have Shared Anguish, so a disabling condition, whenever someone puts that on me, it'll transfer to my pet instead. Oakheart Salve, gain regeneration for 5 seconds when you suffer from bleeding, poison, or burning. And then Empathic Bonds, pets periodically take conditions from you. So with this, ends with I'm bringing Signet of Renewal for one of my utilities. I'll have pretty decent condition removal. Because this cures a condition every 10 seconds. I think what it is, pets periodically take conditions from you equals about 3 conditions every 10 seconds, so it's quite a bit. So that's on top of the Signet of Renewal, that's 4 conditions of every 10 seconds being taken off of you. And then you can also activate it and pull all the conditions off of you. The one thing you want to do, you want to make sure your pet is alive when you use this, because I've used it a couple times when my pet isn't alive. And it's like, oh, I didn't take off the conditions. And then I check and my pet is dead. So you have to make sure that you have a pet out that's still alive before you use this. Now for nature magic, you get rejuvenation, gain regeneration when your health reaches 75%. And then I have nature's bounty regeneration you apply lasts 33% longer. Um, so that'll just go with the other regen we get as well, Okar's Salve, which gives us regen when we get bleeding, poison, and burning. Alright, for the runes, I am taking 2 Rune of the Crate for more condition damage and bleed duration. I am taking 2 Rune of the Afflicted for more bleed duration and condition damage. And I'm also taking 2 Rune of the Forge for the toughness and burn duration is the one I was chasing after. So my traps will last longer when they apply their conditions, and I have 30% bleed duration. So I'm applying a lot of bleeds anyway, so I'll be able to stack bleeds much higher now. So I did have runes of the undead on, which gives you condition damage and toughness, and then gives you condition damage based on how much toughness you have. So I did have about 1500 condition damage, but I reduced the condition damage to get more condition duration, which will actually become more damage. For the sigils, we have Sigil of Superior Earth on our sword, and then our dagger, Sigil of Superior Energy. So I usually switch to this weapon set when I'm trying to defend a point, and then the sword dagger set has a couple of evasions on it. It has Stalker Strike, which is stab and poison your foe while evading, and Serpent Strike, do an evasive roll around your target, and then even the Hornet Sting has a half a second evade. So if you get immobilized, one of the great things you can do is switch to your sword dagger set, and if they're trying to burst you down like Mesmer, if he immobilizes you, then he's about to shatter you. You can switch to your sword and dagger and then use your evasion attacks, and then he'll miss everything. For the sigil on my shortbow, I am using Sigil of Superior Earth as well. So with my traits and the way the ranger shortbow works, if I hit somebody in the back, I technically have a chance of applying 3 bleeds through my sigils, traits, and my shortbow. And as I said before, I'm taking the rabbit amulet for the precision. I need the crit for my traits. And then you get a nice amount of toughness and a lot of condition damage. If you wanted to go more of a defensive type build, I took the Shaman's Amulet before, which worked out pretty well. But like I said, this is more of an offensive kind of trap ranger build, so I took the Rabbit Amulet. Okay, so let's go over our utilities really fast. For the traps, I'm bringing the Spike Trap and the Flame Trap. I'm not bringing the Poison Trap. Now, the problem with bringing 3 traps is you don't have a stun breaker and you lose some utility out of your build. So I don't bring 3 traps, I bring 2 traps. I bring the bleed and I bring the burning trap. For the heal, I use the Troll Unguent. This heal works a little differently. It's not a big burst heal, but it actually heals you over 10 seconds. So make sure you use it at the beginning of a fight and make sure you're dodging and just being evasive. Just remember, being a ranger, especially playing a trap build, you have to be evasive through your sword dagger set and through your dodging. So you should have enough endurance regeneration to dodge quite a bit. Now for the next utility, I'm bringing Signet of Renewal. Now this cures a condition every 10 seconds, along with, like I said earlier, along with my trait Empathic Bond, which also removes conditions. This is removing about 4 conditions every 10 seconds. And you can activate it to pull all conditions from the nearby allies to your pet. So again, just remember to have a pet that is alive before you use this. Now for the elite, I'm using Entangle. I just think it with the bleeding. You can see I do 21,000 damage over 10 seconds when I hit somebody with this. So yeah, it's pretty good. I like this one. Now for my pets, I'm using the Juvenile Jungle Spider. I think all spiders are the same now. It does have an Immobilize, or I guess it's a Stun. And then it has an Immobilize as well. And then, see, you can use the Stun. What's great about using the Stun, if you're fighting on a point, they can't get out of your trap. Like, your Burning Trap is a pulsing. It doesn't do all the damage at once. So if they stand on it for too long, they'll actually take even more damage from the pulsing. Like the bleeding one is just a one-time thing. It just pops up and applies the bleed and the cripple on them. But the burning actually sits there and pulses a couple times. So if you can immobilize somebody or get them stunned while they're sitting on the trap, then they're going to take a lot more damage. So that's why I like pets with a lot of CC. And then it has a poison as well. So even though I don't have the poison trap, I have a pet that's also applying poison. So it kind of makes up for that. And for the second pet, I have the juvenile wolf. It has a fear, a 2-second fear, which is really nice. If someone's putting too much pressure on you, just say, get the fuck out of here, just fear them. And then you have a bite, and then you have a cripple, and then you also have a knockdown. So it usually happens when you first summon them. So you can kind of expect that. So then throw your traps down when he knocks down. It's a 2-second knockdown, so. Anyway, that's my pets and my utilities and my healing skill. Okay guys, so that's the basics of this build, and so I hope you guys enjoy it and try it out. Trap Rangers are really fun, and remember you're going to have the most success with a Trap Ranger near a point, near a capture point, so you can put your traps down. One thing you can also do when you're defending as a Ranger, you can put your traps down at a point, and then by the time someone comes and runs over your traps, hopefully your traps will be off of their cooldown, and then you can put your traps down again. So you're basically hitting somebody with 4 traps. That'll burn them down pretty fast. Just remember to be evasive, use your dodges well, use your sword and dagger weapon set well to evade. Your shortbow also has an evade on number 3. So if you get immobilized, switch to your sword and dagger, use your evasion skills. Remember to switch your pets, and remember to have fun. So try out the build, let me know how it goes, and happy gaming.
You lost the graveyard. Clock tower captured.